my time, you all I want. Neither of us wanna be alone. Breathing in your love, on your touch, oh, it's what I'm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I am your host, Kimberly Cloud. So today I'm going home. I'm going home. Um, um, it feels good to go home, to have a house to go to. If I feel blessed, if the circumstances did not happen the way it did, I would have never found this place. My circumstances brought me to this place. If I would have never moved out the first place, if I would have never hustled to find a good quality living apartment, I would have been stuck. I would have never came here. I probably would have went somewhere else or would have been injured by now. Like seriously. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself that I took the opportunity to make big moves. I'm not selfish and nor am I like jealous or I'm not trying to, it's a word for it. I'm not trying to make it all about me, but this is my show and I am doing a documentary. So I hope everybody enjoyed their Merry Christmas. I hope everybody enjoyed their Merry Christmas Eve with the family. I still have yet to get some eggnog. Where's the eggnog, man? Where is the love? No eggnog, no eggnog. Oh, so crazy. So, I have until January to get this eggnog. I want to get the eggnog so bad. With no, of course, with no alcohol. I don't even like alcohol. I'll be honest. It's like taking medication and shit. You sit up there, you be drinking, and it be like, I don't know. I was watching this movie, where the guy that plays the gato in Puss in Boots, I forgot his name. He sat up there and he was in a movie with Ice Cube. And he sat up there and he poured this liquor. He said this liquor is banned in many countries, but I got a hold of it and it'll make you do things that you never done before. That's what he did. And I was like, okay. I was interested, but I was like, not they call it wines and spirits. So they call it spirits for a reason. They have all those stores in Tennessee, a whole bunch of wines and spirits. And I'm not down in alcohol, but it's just not for me, man. After I seen what people went through, after what I went through as a quick alcoholic. I was very quick alcoholic. Um, when I was in Korea, I was able to drink. Well, I wasn't supposed to drink. The drinking age was 19 and I was 18, and so I was drinking anyway. And I would drink and throw up and drink in order to be into working. I used to work 17-hour shifts. So when I got back, I would party for 1 to 2 hours, be like, I gotta go home, wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, do it all over again. Seriously. I was like, damn, Budweiser, tequila, and then when I, you know, came back to the mainland, I stopped drinking. It just tastes so gross. It never attached to me. I never attached to it. Never. I don't know. I just think I never attached to it. Um, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing not to attach to alcohol, and that's a good thing to be attached to alcohol. I probably, when I get off of probation, drink on special occasions and stuff to, get you talking and stuff. That's the only time I'll drink. Like, and it has to be like red wine. It can't be nothing hardcore. I remember before, like, before I was even on probation, when I was in Santa Maria, I had a whole bottle of Hennessy just sitting up there on just collecting dust. It was all full. It was all full, just collecting dust on top of my refrigerator. I didn't do nothing with it. I bought that $40, or I think it was $50 worth of Hennessy, and I never drunk it. I was like, no, I'm not going to drink it. I was like, no, I'm not going to drink it. I don't want to drink it. But then I had a cigarette problem. Um, I sat up there and used to smoke cigarettes ever since I was 15. Then I started all the all of a sudden passing out. I started passing out. I don't know why my head would get really super hot and I would just pass out. And it happened 3, 4 times. And when I stopped, that those symptoms went away. And um yeah, yeah. I stopped smoking. The symptoms went away. It's not good to smoke, man. Mm-mm. If you smoking weed, that's an exception. But if you're smoking like Newport, oh my God, I used to smoke Newports, Marlboro Reds. I ended with Marlboro Reds, but smoke Newports, man, that's got glass in it. That's got glass in it. So it's terrible. I even had what did I have? I had blood clots in my lungs, and I stopped smoking and that all went away. I recently got a CAT scan of my lungs because I had shortness of breath, and they didn't say nothing was wrong. They just said it was blood clots. They had there been blood clots, they would have recommended me to the doctor. So everything, I had so many chances. So yeah, but I I don't know, man. I owe it. I'm not fucking with that shit no more. No. I used to smoke constantly. Constantly smoking Newports. I'm serious. Constantly smoking Newports around the clock, man. Oh my God. It was crazy, man. I drink coffee, smoke a cigarette, that's fine. I go to the bathroom, smoke a cigarette. I go out to my car, smoke a cigarette. I talk to somebody. After I talk to somebody, I smoke a cigarette. It was just crazy shit. It was crazy, man. It was so crazy. And just all that tar building up in you. I don't have nothing seriously wrong with me because I took the time out to not smoke no more. Smoking is not on my probation list. They did not say you cannot smoke Newports. And I'm not trying to look cool. I hate the smell now. It stinks, man. It stinks. It really do. And that's what you're putting in you, and you don't know you smell like that. Your breath starts to stink, your teeth start to rot, and you smell like that. It's crazy, man. I slowed down everything by stopped smoking cigarettes. I slowed it all down. But sometimes I have little things, but they can't find nothing wrong with me. Like, seriously, if I feel bad, I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital. You know, I had shortness of breath 3 weeks ago, or four, or maybe a month and a half. And I went to the hospital and they did a CAT scan and they couldn't find shit wrong with me. I'm like, well, why the fuck do I got shortness of breath? You know, anxiety, could be mood thing, you know, it could be anything, you know, I don't know. I forgot what I was doing at that exact moment of that exact time, you know. It could be anything. So, yeah, just don't sit up there and smoke. It's not good for your health. It does nothing for you. It's like a poison. You're smoking poison. And they make it look so good, these Newport commercials. Doom 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 doom. Smoke on a Newport. I bet you'd be 6 feet under in a matter of months. Yeah. I'd be like, what? Like, come on. Come on, man, with that shit. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Smoking on a Newport. Smoking on a Newport. So, what else? I've also tried Opanas. Opana. I'm being honest with what I try because it's just gonna come out. You know, once they start interviewing people, my past history, it's just gonna come out. And so I might as well even just talk about it. Opanas. And Opanas was like, if you have cancer, they use it as a pain management. Pain management. I had some crappy boyfriends, man. Like, seriously. I'm sorry, man. Like, no intervention, jump on the bandwagon, doing the same thing as me. And my father was even terrible because he sat up there and came to Hawaii as I was drugging and doing bad things. And all of a sudden, what happened? He started drugging. He started drugging. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? You supposed to be intervening. You just say you want some of what I have. And I'm like, why? I'm your daughter. Do you care? That's intervention. Intervention is finding something, some drugs on the ground, and asking your daughter what it's about because you want to use it. And then taking your conversation, going back and telling your mom that I'm fucking up, like you're not doing nothing. But hey, he got dementia now, so I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna go see him. Um, I don't know when, but I'm gonna go see him. Probably after probation, the end of next year. Ooh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go around this time next year. Probably September or October. That way it won't be snowing to Iowa and see him. Yeah. But, he's the only person that I have, even though he did some messed up shit to me, um, he's still my father. And I can't forget about, like, earlier, a couple of weeks ago or a week or two ago, the home, the old folks home. I don't like saying old folks home. The home for the elderly, the home for the elderly, um, not called, but emailed me and asked me if I wanted to, if he needed to go to a dermatologist appointment, please say yes as soon as possible so he can go to his dermatology appointment. Yeah. It was crazy. And I did, yeah. I looked at the thing and immediately texted her. She never texted back if he made it to the appointment or not. I'm gonna actually have write her right now and see if she wants she needs to call me. How do I get to her message? Nope. Let me move that. I kind of messed up it's not there. I have to look manually. I have to look manually. So yeah, I don't like that because you gotta scroll all the way down past all those messages. So I was a bad drug addict. I'll admit. And I stopped abruptly. I don't know when I started using Suboxone, and then I stopped when I found out because it wasn't doing nothing for me. I'm not looking to go to sleep and throw up and feel like a heroin addict. I was looking to help with my pain. And, they don't want to give me any narcotics. So they gave me Suboxone. And when I stopped it, when I stopped it, I felt really nasty. It makes you feel really nasty when you're not on it. I mean, that's why it needs to be a drought. It needs to be a drought downtown Seattle, a, a drug drought. Start picking up all the people, the same old people that's selling drugs that they're out on the street talking about, do you want some fentanyl? Do you want some of this? Do you want some of that? Start picking them up off the street and taking their many drugs and then get to the big kingpins and then let it be a drought for like a while. I guarantee you people will be woke and won't blame hitting people on drugs because there's a drought. Even the officer's going to know there's a drought. They're going to be like, what's going on? Why people acting normal? There's a drought. That's what they're going to say. They'll be like, there's a drought, you know. So, yeah, that's what needs to go on. That's why I can walk it like I talk it. I sit up there and, I've done drugs, but I've been off, years, I don't go to the hood to find no cocaine. I don't go to the hood to find regular weed, the real shit, that they mix with all types of other chemicals to keep you coming back. I don't go looking for heroin. I don't go looking for nothing. If my car gets seen there, it's going to go to the chop shop, number one. But I done managed to put a Chevy Malibu in the heart of the hood in Pennsylvania. So like Nancy Pelosi would not do that. Sleep in the projects. And that's something Trump would do, wouldn't stand for. Come to the projects and sleep with somebody in the projects, Donald Trump. I'm just joking. That's too much for me. But no. I went to the projects and I slept in the projects with this one person, and my car was like parked right there, and that night I was hearing gunfire. It sounded like we were at war. It sounded like we were at war. Seriously, it sounded like we were at war. The sound of the gunfire, it doesn't sound like normal pow pow over. It's a brrrr, boom boom boom. That's how it sounded. That's exactly how it sounded. It's terrible there, man. It's terrible, and my heart goes out to them. It's like it's already set in motion that these black people are going to be in the hood, and their family possibly be in the hood too. And that's the terrible thing. They get mixed up with drugs. They get mixed up with having the free life, living free, working every now and then, and coming back home to a welfare check. They look they look forward to that shit. And I just feel like it's a sad thing, man. It's a very sad thing, you know. Drugs isn't good for you, and I can petition that. That's why I'm telling you about my story of what I've done, because I can proudly say I don't do that shit no more. I don't do anything. And when I get off of probation, I am using medicinal marijuana. you know um that's what I want to do, medicinal marijuana. And I'm not using it for my pleasure. I'm using it for pain management, because it helps with pain. I'm not a crackhead. I'm not a heroin head. I'm not a cokehead. I am not going around in the hood saying, hey, you got that fentanyl, you got that cocaine, like, let me get that up off of you. I'm not doing none of that. My story rings true. I was just a girl wanting to explore different things because I was curious, because all my life drugs has been around me, and it's been sheltered that I shouldn't use it or I can't use it. But they glorified drugs in my family. They glorified drinking in my family. They glorified a lot of stuff in my family. And it made it look good. It made it look good. And the drug that stuck with me the most out of all of them was oxycodone and oxycontin. I was getting prescribed oxycodone, oxycontin, and Percocet. I was in that much pain, and I ended up with a hernia and had to have surgery to have it taken out. So yeah, umbilical hernia. So I don't know. I Truly, I'm not on anything right now. It was terrible. That last night in Hawaii was terrible. I sat up there. They cut me off at the last minute. I was supposed to pick up my medicine, but since I didn't, they cut me off at the last minute. So I didn't have no medication. No medication. So I'm trying to clean up the house. I can't clean up. I'm sweating like a clam. I'm trying to take care of the children. I'm trying to do everything and have nothing to do it with. It was terrible. So I was withdrawing heavily. And and then I don't even want to get into it. It was sad. It was very sad, you know, when people stab you in their back, stab you in your back. I'm not mad or nothing. I just, you know, meth wasn't given to me once. Meth was given to me twice. And this time by needle mixed in with it, whatever else was mixed into it. So the story goes like this, and I'm gonna end it there. I'm letting y'all know my personal, ever personal stuff. So I was withdrawing off of oxycodone, oxycontin, and Percocet, and so my husband, my ex-husband, said he hit the jackpot. That his wasn't even worried about his grandmother passing away. I don't even know if she did pass away. But I never saw her. But he said she passed away. He's going to get the morphine from the trash can. So he went there. I didn't see it. He come back with something. Now, mind you, my dad sat up there and was using meth in Hawaii because Jesse kept bringing the meth home, and he kept bringing. He would do heroin, he would do meth, and he brought the meth home, and he took the meth with him by plane to Illinois. The last thing he had was meth, so he put possibly put meth and shot me because he always used to do that. Even when we used to do drugs together, he would just take more of the drug or find a way to cut me out of the deal with the drugs because he was a full-blown drug addict. And he sat up there and gave me meth. I stayed up for 3 days, y'all. I went crazy. I stayed up for 3 days. I should have known, but I wasn't thinking clear. I wouldn't go to sleep. I didn't want to go to sleep. That's how I know whatever he gave me caused that. Own husband, huh? I know how to pick them. They get so jealous. I had nothing to give except sex and what else? My children. I had nothing to give, and he sat up there and stabbed me in the back like that. So, that's where I split from my children, my two baby boys, and then I tried to fight for them. I couldn't fight for them. Just took my money, the lawyer, because there's no custody agreement. They just have them. They just have them. There's no custody saying that she's supposed to have them. And by now they're brainwashed. They brainwashed all my children. And it was the grandmothers who did it. They actually teamed up together. They actually teamed up together because they couldn't take what I had to say that was the truth. They been wanting to take my children from me. They've been wanting to. And they got their wish. They're grown now. You know, I don't really care no more. I'm like, I tried everything and there's nothing else I can do. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit up there. You're not gonna break me, you motherfucker. You're not gonna break me. I wouldn't be in the situation I was in if my children haven't been taken from me. I wouldn't. I'd be fat. I may gain a little weight. I know where this weight come from. It come from a shot that I get every month. But I'm about to get off of, not fully off of it, but like to the minimum, which means I'm gonna lose weight. My metabolism work hard, and yeah, I would be fat. I would be toothless. I would be moneyless. I would be dependent on the fathers. Everything. It doesn't work like that. I'm not mad though. I'm not mad. I was mad. You know, I would cry. I never got to the boiling point of jealous. I would look at people with their children and be like, oh man, you know, I wish that was me, but I have a fresh start. I'm just gonna adopt a kid. I could have a surrogate, be a surrogate where, a certain man gives me their sperm and inseminate it in me. But then I have to work for 9 months, be pregnant for 9 months, and it takes the life out of me. It takes the life out of me. So I mean, literally takes the life out of me. I can feel the baby being born, like in me. It's crazy feeling, man. It's a crazy feeling. And one day they're going to have to pay for what they did to me. I wouldn't be in this situation, but one day you're going to have to pay. And I thank you. I thank you for putting me in a situation where I can talk amongst everybody about this. Thank you. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Ruby. Y'all sure knew how to do it and to break me. Y'all broke me. Y'all broke me, but I rebuild. I rebuild my brain and I know what they expect. That's why when these girls be getting with, these mother-in-laws be controlling too much shit, man. These mother-in-laws be controlling too much shit. It's none of their business what goes on between their son and their girlfriend. It's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. Unless they're hitting each other, it's nobody's fucking business. These boys, these boys, I call them boys because they seek their mother for advice, or they seek to their mother for money because they can't afford it. They don't want to get a job. They too busy flipping checks and cashing checks, bad checks, and getting my child support. I'm done with child support, and they still taking out uh, $171 worth of child support. They've been stopped my child support. My son is grown. Who is getting that money? Lee. Lee has been getting money. Like, that's a boy. That's a boy. It takes a man to go up to the organization and be like, look, I don't need this money. I'm not cashing these checks. Like, it's sick, man. It's sick how they are boys. They are boys. They are not men. They are boys. Anybody that needs help from their mother constantly, constantly, constantly is a boy. There's independent white men, independent black men, independent Hispanic American men that don't need their mother for nothing. You need your mother. And now what? They won't call. And it's nothing else I can say. It's nothing else I can say. So I just leave it alone. I just leave it alone because when I'm 50, I'm going to adopt a child, probably in between the age, like preteen, probably between 9 and 10 years old. I'm going to adopt one. And hold up, y'all. I'm going to adopt a child. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because I know I was a good mother. I know I was a good mother. Like, seriously. I spent each and every time with my child, especially Raheem. Especially Raheem. We went everywhere together. I was with him at the hip. At the hip. We went everywhere together. And 9 times out of 10, they weren't raised by their boys, their boy fathers. They were raised by the grandmothers. And that's probably why they won't call me, because they're so wrapped in that life, the dependence on a mother. Some mothers think that when a child depends on them, that fulfills their motherhood. No, the fuck it don't. I may not have had my children, but I know a little something being around the world. So how does that work? You want to get your child or your grandchild to depend on everything, on you for everything. That's just sick. You're supposed to make them independent. You're supposed to make them independent. It's sickening, man. That's not how you get gratification. That is not how you get gratification. Like, seriously. Putting on my shoes because I'm getting ready to leave. I mean, checkout time is 11, but I have something to do at 11. I have to go by the mall, so I gotta hustle, hustle, hustle. But I thank you. I thank you for doing that because I found my way. I'm on my own and I'm doing it well. What are you doing? Still popping those Xanax? Ativan? Sorry, I don't remember what's the brand name. Hold on, y'all. Where is the pen? Oh, this piece of shit pen. I'm waiting for. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, man. It's a terrible, dysfunctional people. All because they didn't like me. All because they didn't like me. You see what people do when they don't like you? That's why I'm gonna start making some t-shirts that say, "Stay in your lane, mother-in-law." But I'm happy because I'm no longer her mother-in-law. She's like the ex-mother-in-law. So, what do we got to do? We gotta go by the mall. I'm not going home until I'm about to do this now because I have something to do today. Hold on. It looks a little junky, don't fray. Fuck. Fuck me. Okay, I have to get off of here. Um, I'll see y'all in a bit.
Never waste my time.